fans, too many fans, too many fans, too many fans. It's two fans in a pod. Hands to my God, we keep it tight with a squad. All the energy right, we keep it real on the blog. Touching on topics, love to catch up and chat about lots. More blessings to the power above. From all the football to life of the pitch, we're gonna dive into it, breaking it down. All the wins, all the misses. Yeah, we're here for the fans. You gotta love them to win them. It's two fans in a pod. It's two. Check it. Two fans in a pod. It's two fans in a two fans in a two fans in a pod.
Enough.
Speculation of Arsenal. Yeah, speculation of Arsenal and other teams. There was even teams abroad in different countries that were coming in for. I even had Napoli at one point, but he
The thing is, initially,
hmm,
when at first there was interest, but it seemed to kind of die down for some reason.
yeah,
I'm not sure why United chose to interview him.
United,
Arsenal
yeah.
didn't. Yeah, Arsenal didn't want him for some reason. They didn't like his personality, I'm guessing.
Hmm.
So that was at the window moving forward. But towards that latter stage of the window, it kind of died down a bit. For him, Tony, it's like telling me that he's not good enough to at least be on the bench for one of the top six clubs. Crazy to me, you know. So it was a bit weird to see Solanke kind of get ahead of him when he got signed by Spurs. And I do rate Solanke. I think he's a good player, but I think there's certain aspects that Evan Tony does better than Solanke. But with that being said, I'm not surprised that with Saudi Arabia, that's where you get the money, that's where you get the bag, and I think really it's on him in a sense that he's obviously made a choice to kind of get that back for his family, make that money. Is it going to motivate him to play well? It's not a different story, but regardless, he's getting the money.
Yeah, this is it.
Mm.
That's what I wanted to touch on. Did he go for, some people saying, did he go just for the money, or is it he went to better his career? You kind of know he's thinking his intentions are only fueled by the funds, his finance. He's looking at the
Yeah,
bags. He's
yeah.
going to Saudi Arabia. I mean, it's not like
He's a
um
mercenary.
that's his main motivation for sure. That's fair play
Yeah,
to him. Fair play to him. I mean, that's generational wealth. I mean, it's something that in his career, he's only really played in the football league. He hasn't really played much in the Premier League. So he's been playing at the lower league, lower level.
yeah,
He got the Brentford got promoted, which is good. And he got exposure. But to say when Saudi Arabia come calling and to say that um you'll be getting more than 400,000 a week, I think it's hard to turn those kind of things down. I mean, especially thinking for your
yeah.
family, it's not just yourself, it's generational
Mm.
wealth for the family. Um, I'm sure his mom would be like, yeah, Ivan, go get it. We're going to Saudi. We're moving. I think it's one of those things that you have to weigh up. Your family's there, so you have to think about your family as well. I'm sure these players, they don't just um the thing about the career, of course, but they're thinking about the people that were there, the support. So I'm sure he wants them all to, do well. So
Do you
uh,
reckon the gambling? Do you reckon the gambling ban had an impact on the lack of interest in the end?
you mean in terms of where he moves, in terms of the clubs he
Yeah,
could go to?
yeah. Like, do you think the gambling ban had an impact on the lack of interest towards the end of the window?
I think
Was
a
it
bit.
possible?
Yeah, I think a bit. I think a bit, but he's not. It's not like I think. Yeah, there's an element because although you can't be labeled a gambler just because he's not notorious for doing it. Just he did. It's almost like match fixing. He did dabble into that, and he was predicting games and things. Um, but it's not to the same scale as the Italian Serie A and that you hear over there. But I think
Yeah,
that
of
could have
course. Yeah,
clubs might have looked at that and thinking, I don't know, yeah, especially the clubs that have a certain reputation to or they see themselves as like a club that does, business in such a way.
It
Um,
does the right thing, you know.
yeah, integrity. So,
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
It's all
yeah,
rubbish. It's quite as far as stuff.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I think
but
the
you
age
know,
is. I think his age though. I think his age really came out against him. I think he's nearly what he's in the late 20s. If he was a younger
he's,
player, I think he could have gone to a top four club, like until he could have really gone up to another level. But
mm,
um, his age is where he's nearly 30 now, or he's late 20s, so that could
yeah,
have gone against. But as you saying, Rex, I think he might have been the best option than Solanke for Tottenham, where he can hold the ball up. He's got more of an all-round. He's an all-rounder, I think, as a striker. He can do pretty much everything. Hold the ball, shoot from anywhere. He runs onto
mm,
it, finishes. He was a captain for Brentford. He was the leader of the team. He has those qualities. So I think, and even when he played at the Euros, whenever he came on, he made a difference.
mm,
He made a big impact.
100%,
So Solanke's
100%.
a bit younger. Maybe that's probably why they went. Youth is everything, I think, when it comes to these things. They always look at a few, oh, he's a few years younger. Pick this guy. I mean, he did well. They both did well at their respective clubs. They're both young. I mean, no, you
Bro,
can't. For me,
I can't
no
really
one
say they
can
look
kind of.
young.
Well, then again, young is it's one of those things because I think some players reach their peak at 26, some younger, some
They,
late 20s.
they still got
Um,
years. I think they still got years. They got years left of their career. So,
hmm, at least
it
five,
was,
at least five, at least five.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, at least 5, yeah.
barring injury. Yeah, no injuries. Yeah.
Agreed.
Um, Solanke is an interesting one because I think with him, he was at Chelsea for so long, and that kind of and then he didn't make it to the first team. Then he went away to on loan so many times. I think he was kind of it's a bit of a late bloomer. He's a late bloomer. I think he's always been good though, because I remember even before when he was at Chelsea and he was playing for, he used to score. This guy used to, for the age groups, he used to be scoring goals. And what's his here? This name, Solanke. I've been hearing the name for a while. That he's.
Three players, three players played
Hmm,
at Liverpool.
is that he went to Liverpool? Oh my goodness, he went to Liverpool. So
Mm.
these are the players. Yeah. So I
So
think
that's yeah.
I don't know if he's going to be a game changing signing. I mean, 40 million is a lot. It's a lot on one player. He's
Not in this
25 or
day and
so, isn't
age.
it? Is he 25?
No, not 26.
26,
Not,
yeah.
not in this day and age. 40 million
It's not a
is
not. It's not a not.
yeah,
But I wouldn't say it's a bargain.
it's
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's like you class as a bargain for because it's Bournemouth. He's playing for Bournemouth as well. It's not like he was
mm,
playing for they're kind of a mid-table side, and I think he's a good player. I think he's a good player. Um, Son, it depends I think it's all about formation, how they utilize him. I think it's just about how they utilize the player really. Solanke. He's got attributes. He's definitely can be a nuisance for defenders. He's quick. He's definitely a good finisher
mm,
for sure. So we'll see how he gets
yeah,
on. But yeah, Tony could have. That was one team he could have definitely featured. But money, yeah, money talks in football for sure.
yeah. I mean, he had a
Um,
few chances. He had a few chances today and
mm,
kind of blocked his lines, but he didn't get much service. So
mm.
it's his first start, so I'm not going to judge him too harshly yet.
Yeah, and he was injured as well.
Um,
He just came back from
yeah,
injury as
exactly.
well.
Of
So,
injury. So that's why I'm not gonna.
mm,
That's why I don't really get too much criticism.
mm,
Um, Maddis, you know, yeah. I mean, honestly, I mean, Sterling Sterling on loan for Arsenal. I mean,
yeah, I want to talk about that. Just looking at
oh,
the transfers. I'm just looking at the
actually,
deadline day transfers. The ones that actually happened on that day. There was quite
actually
a few
happened.
that
Yeah.
just like how just some I can't believe really. Just like was that even um
It's really a whole mess, and it's
yeah.
unbelievable. It's unbelievable how
Mm,
the PR spin about how they justify it.
mm,
The days and weeks of just wasting time with certain player for short change, didn't make any sense. And then the deal took so long to kind of materialize it. Like it took so long to sell him. Why? I'm not sure why. But actually, he could go to Marseille initially, but then they turned that big down.
Marseille too. Well, who was going to Marseille?
Ketty,
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
yeah, originally they gave
Oh
him an
yeah.
offer, but Barca turned it down, and so it's just irritating, and I really don't like. I'm trying to
Mm,
get this club is the reason why I'm trying to get away from football. Because honestly, they just make me so irritated. They just the emotions they put me through over the years has been just yeah. But I think this is easily the worst transfer window that under Mikel Arteta.
mm.
Easily, not even close. It's a mess, and how he
I,
tries to justify
yeah.
it is just ridiculous. But what do I know? I'm only a fan.
Mm,
Um, yeah, it's really a mess, really a mess. And
mm,
I'm speechless. I don't know what more to say, but when things go badly in the season, I told you so. I told you so. That's what it will be. So yeah,
I, I,
this is
mm.
yeah.
Mm. I think it's a play. Yeah, the players sold. Like quite a few players were sold. And the ones that grew up in the Arsenal academy, they knew how to play. They knew Arsenal style play. So that was a bit. It's a bit disappointing for me, as I'm not an Arsenal fan, as a neutral from the outside looking at in. It's players that have grown up in the Arsenal system. Smith Rowe, Nketiah, fair play. He's gone to. He needs to better his. He needs to better his career. Um, Reece Nelson, players that I think they would have made an impact as well. They'll be good squad players, and to have them there as
Yeah,
competition. So, mm,
Smith Rowe, I'm really disappointed. Not in him,
definitely.
not in him wanting to leave. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Actually, he should leave it, but I thought not going to give him any playing time. But
Mm,
he would have been a good backup for Odegaard.
yeah, Smith Rowe for
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
it's
So
yeah.
I, I do think we do want to follow.
Mm,
Um, yeah, I think, but this leads to the bigger issue. Since he's been at the club, he hasn't promoted any youth players into the first team.
mm,
Really, when you look at it, we break it down.
yeah,
He hasn't been any youth team players that got his credit
integrated.
to the first team. Integrated,
You
exactly.
mean
Integrated.
in his time as Arsenal manager?
Agreed,
Um,
yes.
well,
Not Saka.
wasn't Smith Rowe
Saka,
there before him? Wasn't he
yeah,
ready
it
into
was
kind of and same as Nelson and uh,
Nilsson, and Saka were already playing before he got there.
yeah. And Nketiah as well. He came in even before these guys. He was the
Yeah,
first one. I remember when he first came. He was before these
yeah,
guys. So
him as well. So
yeah,
there
so
isn't
some
any like
mm,
it's crazy do you remember when the Taylor run
mm,
in the 2020-2021 season where
mm.
we lost to Wolves, lost to Southampton, lost to Burnley,
Yeah, I remember
um,
that.
lost to
It was games you should
yeah
be beaten, yeah.
we lost to Leicester
Oh yeah.
and that Chelsea game where it was Smith Rowe, Saka, and Martinelli who kind of was it about them? I know Smith Rowe played the game we ended up winning.
Yeah.
So it's just
You see he makes a difference. He
um,
always when he plays. It's
make 0-6 to me, but well.
mm,
And and I think season after, I think Smith Rowe had his best season that year. So yeah, I think he had
oh yeah, yeah,
11 goals in the league, I think.
yeah. Yeah,
And,
for sure.
so I just don't know what happened. I mean, he had injuries, but then
Mm,
there were times where he wasn't injured today. He was available, but Arteta instead of picking him, decided to play Havertz in midfield,
mm.
which would never worked. But
I heard his comments after that. I think he didn't want to let him go. He didn't really want to let, but he knew he had to. It's kind of one of those things. It's bittersweet. You know you have to, but
well, then, yeah, it's borderline.
I
it's too
mean,
long.
he has to bet his
He's gonna
career. He needs to be playing every
yeah,
game.
agreed.
Yeah.
But those statements are complete utter fabrication. Not
Mm,
it's a lie. It's a lie. I don't believe that. Well, I don't believe that one
yeah.
second. They want to keep him.
He's most definitely. I mean, if I was a fan, I would say, yeah, Smith or all, I'll keep him all costs really. He's one of those players that you know will become, who grow into um the serious player. You can just tell. He's still got age on his side. So yeah, but wish him all the best at Fulham. I think he'll do. He's already doing quite well. I think he'll do have a great season.
Yeah, agreed.
Uh,
agreed.
what do you make of the Sterling transfer? I think that was one of the most interesting ones for me because and I actually could see it happening. I was thinking Arsenal, why didn't they come in for him Sterling right now? Because for me, I feel like is a signing that Arsenal should have made 5 years ago. And I'll say this because when he was at Man City, you know, the time when he was scoring, people said, "Oh, the guy can't score. He hasn't got an end product." I remember there were times when they said, "Raheem Sterling can't do this," and then he
I think,
showed this season after season at City under Guardiola.
yeah,
Um,
I think it's a case of
mm,
the system benefiting the player, and I think that applies with Ronaldo. You know, because yeah, there was a period of time where he was getting GNA, but um, there was many moments where City fans would tell you that he was missing open chances, like he would take at least 5 shots from the score,
yeah,
or making the right choice in
yeah,
terms of
hmm
playing the ball across or taking a shot himself. Make some at times his choice making has been questioned. So I'm not really infused. Obviously, I'm not infused about the signing because you could argue that he's washed up at this point. And so somehow we always take, 30 seconds off of City and Chelsea. Like I don't know what it is. It's
Okay,
like
David Luiz was one. David Luiz was one. Going back,
David, David
David Luiz was
Luiz,
definitely one. Willian.
Willian, Peter Cech,
Yeah, better check.
Havertz, who else?
Is that they know when to sell the player? But then Havertz is actually quite young. He's not. I wouldn't say he's washed up as such, but
Yeah, but
um,
he's not much of an upgrade, is he?
mm,
You know,
yeah,
his finishing is awful,
yeah.
absolutely awful to watch.
I don't think he's a striker, I think he's more of an attacking midfielder, honestly speaking. He's not a number nine.
He's not number 10 either.
So what's his best position? We don't really
False,
know.
probably a false nine at this point.
False nine. Yeah.
If he's not playing the false nine, what is he there for?
Mm,
Just, some of his, yeah, you know, I don't even want to ask you because I'm so frustrated about the club. So I just want to leave it to you to kind of change the conversation because I'm getting
mm.
really annoyed. You know,
That's Sterling. Yeah, Sterling. But I think he'll do well personally. I think he's got a point to prove. I
um,
think he'll have a good season, honestly speaking. I think he fits the team. That's my
what your
take.
team?
Yeah.
What about your team? You know,
Um,
Xerxes, Dinette, you know,
yeah. So for me, Sancho, like, I'm going back to the transfer. Sancho, that transfer, I think, I still doesn't look right seeing Sancho in the Chelsea kit or blue. But I think he was saying, it's the right project. Like he moved because he chose Chelsea because it's the right project. He likes the manager's thinking, and he promotes the young players. So okay, fair play. But you've got four or
I
five
don't
different
believe.
players to compete against. So we'll see. I think we'll see
There's no
season.
way. There's
Um,
no way I'll believe that he likes the project. I mean, come on, what young player
it's
talks like that?
I know, and it's like, what
Oh,
do you mean project? You mean vision, right? It's like, but
there's no black player, yeah, or mixed race player will talk like, oh, I went
mm,
there because I'm so impressed with the project. I'm so
yeah,
impressed with I believe in the vision. No,
yeah,
you wouldn't live their lifestyle, and it's fine. It's
yes,
fine.
yeah. I mean, you know, again, money, finance. That's cool. I mean, that's cool. Prestige. I mean, to use a word. But yeah, I think I mean, he got assist the other day against Bournemouth, but I don't think he'll be playing every game like he's expecting. So it's not like, yeah, I think,
Yeah, so
yeah, it's almost like the grass isn't always greener. So he's left United. I think we'll
mm,
just see how he gets on this season. But yeah, But in terms of, so those were the main what transfer deals on the deadline day. In terms of, I know, of course, we got United signed a defensive midfielder from
Mm. Oh yeah,
PSG,
Garcia,
who's Herrera Garce,
Garcia.
he's already made well, he had a cameo, and he
Mm.
seemed to go on well. So yeah,
Do you think he's replacing Casemiro?
I think would be the long-term replacement. Yeah, I think so.
He has to be
I
because
think so.
Casemiro.
But then he's a different player. He's like a different. His dynamics is different. He's more of I mean, South American. He fights for every ball. He's more like I think like Mascherano, more like that kind of player where he covers every. Casemiro is more laid back, as in he's more technical. Casemiro, who just take the ball and
Mm.
pass the ball around. Yeah, but there's more energy. Ugarte will give more energy to the team, and in the middle, I think he'll be amazing. I was, I'm content with the win. I think you just have to keep consistency now. It's not really, I'm not reading too much into it because Southampton just got promoted. They've got a young team, young manager, inexperienced. They're, although it's a big club, the Southampton is different. This is a different Southampton, and they find their way and their feet into the Premier League. So I hope they stay up. I'll take the win. Happy with the 3-0. That was all well and good. Even more happy that Rashford got his goal because he's had a lot of in the media of well, I guess it in a way you could say you kind of you have to respect. I mean, the opinions. I mean, maybe rightly so. He wasn't performing, but when a
It's not really,
player
yeah.
I
So
think you can't. He does. I think I can see that he's trying. It's not. They're saying he doesn't love the. There was one thing that did say he didn't love the club. He doesn't love United, and he doesn't have that fight passion for United. Like he wants to be elsewhere. I don't think. I never believed that. I never believed that one bit. So
it's,
I'm happy that
it's
he scored. That he gained
yeah.
confidence from this. Yeah.
It's not all his fault, though, really.
Mm,
I mean, yeah, he's been underperforming, he's been bottom bothered,
yeah.
but you can't put it all on him. The club is to blame here because they're the
Mm,
ones who kind of gave him the contract,
mm,
right? And he's not going to turn it down. Why would you turn it down? You know, so the club United, they've got themselves to blame here, quite frankly, and there's no way of looking at it because they, yes, you gave him the contract, and he's not going to, like, it's very hard to sit down 400 grand a week. It's very, very compelling. So, I think that's what it was. Was that the wage share contract?
well, Rashford, you mean? Yeah. He
Yeah.
wanted what higher. Um, but I think he's on like 300 something. Or was it 250? Yeah, 300 or 250,000.
Well, I mean, what
300,000.
contract he got is clearly,
Mm,
it was appealing that he took it. So
yeah.
it's not all on him. Now he needs to perform. When he doesn't, yes, rightfully so, he should be criticized.
Hmm.
But you know, some accountability for the club board for the irresponsibility. And
Yeah.
Ten Hag as well. Ten Hag doesn't do so many favors as well. So,
Mm,
but we'll see what happens.
definitely.
But,
It's a
but
good start. It's a good start. I
yeah,
think this is a start. I think this is a game because the Fulham game was a bit. I think this is it's a good start now. So looking forward to seeing how they build on this. Build, consistency really breed the consistency. It's important now.
what about your
Um,
rivals?
rivals. Ooh,
Well, I mean, two rivals in the city. They won, obviously. They've kind of spent smartly. Savino,
Savino.
danger.
Yeah, he looks
Yeah,
silky. He looks silky and good. He looks silky
dan-
and good for sure.
dangerous, dangerous.
Looks like
But
and the amount they paid for him is really good. Good signing.
yeah, bargain.
Uh,
Yeah,
bargain. That's a
um,
bargain.
good
Yeah.
recruitment as well. I think they won 2-1. Apparently it was a very tough game, but they got it through.
I saw the game. Yeah. Uh. Hey. Yeah. It was. It was. They didn't play as well as they. Yeah. As they. They weren't the best. Let's say that they weren't the best, but they had enough to win. They had enough to win the game. I mean, Haaland. When you got Haaland up there, you have all the chance. You have all the chances. I mean, his finishes. You just know when he's in the 6 yard box or even 12 yards. You know that it's on target from what's going in. Yeah.
I think you've had a lot of opinions on De Bruyne. He's
Mm,
up there in terms of the best midfielders of all time.
mm.
But it's hard to rank among the strikers of all time.
Where does Haaland rank, do you think?
Yeah,
Is that the question?
yeah.
Of
Where
all
does he
time.
rank? Because he has to
Um,
be, you
so
know,
let's
he's
say over the last 20 years.
pushing top 10 at least.
Oh, he's definitely pushing top 10. I wouldn't say top five though. I wouldn't say top five because I can name five. I think you sure you can name five that are over the years, 20 years ago that were because it's about consistency thing.
I
He's done it
think,
over
yeah,
2 seasons. He did it over 2 seasons for Dortmund as well. So
I,
let's say four seasons at the top level.
I
You
think,
need to do it for a bit longer.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think, okay,
Mm.
I think you could argue that talent-wise, he's better than Shearer.
Shearer.
Yeah,
Uh as a Premier League striker though, arguably not. Because
yeah,
goals, I mean,
not in terms of talent, yeah.
yeah,
Um, you could argue that he's better than Shearer because obviously
yeah.
he's 6'4", he's got a very good physique, um, he's got all the attributes.
For me, it's
People,
the age. What gets me is the age. I always forget that the guy is only 22 or something like that. And he
yeah,
looks late 20s. Like he looks a lot older and mature as
yeah,
a player. It's like he's still got 10, 15 years maybe in the game. So it's crazy the
exactly.
figures he could, the amount of goals he could score. Even we could
I'm
even
sure.
surpass Ronaldo, you know.
Yeah,
Honestly speaking.
that's what I'm saying. So I
Yeah,
think
so
talent-wise, you could say that he's
yeah.
better than Shearer, better than you know,
But I wouldn't say you can't compare him to Henri, like on the styles of
you know,
Henri. Like
I mean, that's difficult conversation, different conversation. But
it's a different conversation
he's
for sure.
certainly if we continue to very soon, I think we'll talk about him being the best of all time.
Yeah, he
Potentially,
reminds me. Yeah, I agree. I think he reminds me. For me, if I can compare him to one player, it's definitely Ibrahimovic, Zlatan. If any player, the way he play, his gameplay, it's mostly like Zlatan. But he's a unique player. I think there's no. If anyone is Zlatan, the way he plays, the
he seems to
figure.
be.
Um,
He's, but the difference is that he seems to be capable of Zlatan,
mm.
more capable than Zlatan, in my opinion, ever was.
I think Zlatan is more technical. He could play make as well. He could play number 10.
Yeah,
It was a different kind
it's
of play. Yeah, it was more well
the
round
all-round.
all rounder.
Yeah, the all-round play. You know, you could say Zlatan has the
Yeah.
edge, but in terms of being clinical, Haaland would win.
They could probably play in the same team, you know. They probably could play in the same team.
Maybe,
You know, Guardiola, he had Ibrahimovic at Barcelona. He made him, he actually made, well, he made it work, but then it was to his, at the end of the time, you'll say that maybe Zlatan was a hindrance to the team.
yeah.
Um,
It didn't really suit him as well. Like
yeah,
playing in that Guardiola style. That's why he preferred playing for Mourinho.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah. This is it. But he's a another great all-time striker, amazing player. I think in many ways, I wouldn't say he was in many ways he's underrated, Ibrahimovic. Many ways. He was more seen as like an icon in terms of the interviews and what he does outside of the game as well, not just.
yeah, yeah.
But I think in the gameplay, I think he was actually underrated in terms of
I
the way
don't,
he played.
I don't do auditions.
Yeah, he's a legend. For me, he's a legend.
Yeah,
He's a legend. I mean, and I'm glad that he played for United. You could say Zlatan, he came to the Premier League. Who did he play for? I just think I'm just glad. Just glad he came to the team and yeah, so good.
it'll be
And he,
interesting.
you know,
Yeah,
he's amazing.
it'll be interesting to see if he came to become a younger one. That'd be interesting. But I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is how evil it is.
Remember the goal
Actually,
against the goal he scored for Ajax? I can't remember who they played. The one you always see the highlights reel. That's the goal they always show, where he
mm,
went past from the halfway line, went past four defenders, went past the goalkeeper. It was the
mm,
same goal, the same every highlight
crazy,
reel. Yeah,
crazy. But in regards to City, I think they're going to be. Do you know what? I think they're going to save the energy for Arsenal next week and
yeah,
send a message that we are above you. We're not levels to us, so
yeah.
we're going to send a message. I feel that unfortunately, and so yeah. And as for your other rivals, the walk alone, Liverpool, the Reds.
The Reds. Yeah,
And what
Reds.
happened? Forest losing at home like that. I couldn't
Yeah,
expect.
that was I couldn't believe, I actually I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe my eyes. I thought it wasn't. I thought this was it was a game. I didn't think it was real.
Wasn't doing
Um,
it for them.
yeah, when
Had
I
to play.
oh, I couldn't believe it when I saw
Mm,
wait Forest and I saw zero.
mm,
Like Liverpool didn't even score. I was like, whoa, I don't know what happened.
crazy.
So this football, that's why we love the Premier League. How they can go away to Old Trafford, win 3-0 convincingly, and
Yeah,
then at home to Forest, you think, oh, this is a sure banker. They got this one. Forest go and surprise people. They score. Counter-attacking football. This is the Premier League at its best. Like so. That's why it's the best league in the world. This is it. I think under there, any team can really beat any team. Even I think Brentford went to beat City was the last season or so. It happens. Like some Crystal Palace went to City. It happens sometimes. But
mm,
let's see how the in the slot. Let's see how he deals with. Now this is a Premier League. Welcome to the Premier League. You've lost the first game. Let's see how they deal. Losing games and how they come back. How they bounce back from these games. The best teams can always do that. Bounce back from games. Yeah, it was an interesting weekend. For me, the best game was Villa. The Villa game, I watched the highlights for that one. I was like,
so
what? That was
yeah,
like a game of basketball. That was end to end. That was
it's
so.
that
I mean,
three games.
Everton 2-0.
It's that 3 games in a row where they've done a 2-0 lead.
I think so. Yeah, but then again, Everton don't really have their defense is a bit kind of leaky. It's
Really
not
good.
yeah. Although it looks solid on paper, I think the cohesion's not there. They always tend to make a few mistakes. So
Mm,
for Villa as well, Villa especially the fans, Villa fans are passionate. The manager and um, they have a lot of players at high energy. They just run, Watkins, they just run. So I think it's a tough place to go. Villa Park.
yeah.
It's one of the stadiums that the
World
fans.
team,
Yeah.
world, yeah, and also world team go by Duran as well.
Oh
That
yeah, hats off,
crazy.
hats
The
off to the
world
guy
team.
for sure. Amazing,
Yeah,
amazing, amazing. He didn't even think about it. He just looked up and then bang, left foot.
yeah.
Already goal of the
Also,
season.
yeah.
Already.
Also, I think Watkins played well as well. I mean, to good chances.
Watkins,
Um,
he should have scored a hat trick actually. I think he had three good
yeah,
chances. He's a good player.
yeah, just had a bad day at the office against Arsenal.
Yeah, yeah.
So
He,
yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
would you take
yeah,
him on Arsenal? Would you take him on Arsenal? I think you've been asked that
absolutely,
before. Yeah,
absolutely,
100%.
absolutely. Yeah, not even a discussion.
I mean, he said Henri was his idol. I remember him saying in one interview, Thierry Henry is my idol. I was an Arsenal fan. He's an Arsenal fan. So I
Yeah,
think he would definitely fit the team.
yeah,
And he's now in the second choice. He's now second choice striker for England now. He's now that
yeah, it should be.
solid second choice. I think he's been really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Villa, that that was a
I
great
think that
game.
Champions League starting as well.
Who?
Champions League,
Oh yeah. Oh my
yeah,
goodness. Whoa.
that new format
Whoa.
as well.
Let's talk about that. I can't believe that it's come around so quickly. I mean, just this Tuesday starts again.
It's going to be a disaster.
What do you think of the new format? What do you make of it?
Pointless. Pointless. It's just adding on more games for the sake of adding more
Yeah,
games.
I think it wasn't necessary.
Yeah,
I'm seeing it as more, okay, this is good for UEFA, a money making scheme again. It's good. It's better for UEFA than the players or the clubs themselves, where there's more chance of getting injuries.
mm,
Um, there's just more, yeah, more risk of getting injuries. Okay, you need a big squad to deal with all the games. Okay, yeah, it might be more interesting for the fans because you get to see the big games, early on and things. But I think in general, yeah, I don't know. I think there was nothing wrong with the old format. I think if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't think it was. There wasn't.
but
I think it
this
works. Yeah, I think it
this
works.
was this was to appease clubs that
Mm.
Liverpool for the Super League. That's what this is all about. Response
Yeah,
and
yeah.
appease, Madrid, Barcelona,
Mm.
stop them from creating Super League as they tried to do
Okay.
before.
Okay,
So
yeah, I see.
mm,
Because most
yeah,
teams were against that, the Super League forming. But this is in a way a Super League of sorts, some kind of sort, in another way. So I think it'll be interesting to see how it plays out because you know you have a league of 36, but then it's like subgroup. You have groups. So you have a group of eight. Well, it's not even a group. It's more. Arsenal will play eight teams, and then one or two of the teams they play, City will play, and then City will play another six teams that Arsenal won't play. So it's kind of it's a weird format. Um, I think it's like it can change. It's more exciting, yeah, because it can change every game, every weekday. So you could have so Arsenal win and they can lose the second match day, and it's hard to know who will make it through. So I guess it's as for the drama of the whole competition. I think it's good for the fans. It's good for the um UEFA the body, but I don't know if it's good for the clubs and the players. I don't know. Yeah, if it's win-win. So I'm interested to see how it plays out. And it's the same for the Europa League. It's the same for um the Conference League as well. Yeah,
It's going to be a disaster for Arsenal because they have a big squad. So yeah,
yeah. City do. There was something I think I sent to you. On the I read on the Athletic .com Athletic website. It was they were grading the squads based on the on paper, the A squads, the B squads, and City um and Chelsea's C squad as well. And it was like City's B squad will still finish fourth or finish
yeah,
top five or something.
yeah,
And I was like, whoa, okay. That's when you look at it, it's true. They probably will. And so City have their A squad and their B squad.
yeah.
It's good enough. So they will definitely be able to handle the playing four or five, how many other games, extra games they have to play. But other teams, maybe Liverpool may not. Liverpool, maybe Arsenal. And who's the other team in the Champions League? Villa. Okay, Villa.
Milan.
Well, they did buy.
They've got,
They bought reinforcements. I mean,
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see. I mean, because this is their first time in the Champions League after so long, even in the Champions League. So um, who did Villa even get in their group? Who did they get to play?
the young boy. They got young boys.
Okay, yeah. Young boys as well.
Young boys who else they got? Um, young boys.
Let me just check.
Doesn't make sense. Okay. Let me see who. I'll see who they play because this table's confusing.
It's kind of
Um,
confusing because it's split up into you have
yeah.
a group of A's and then
So they got young boys.
mm,
Bayern.
oh yeah, Bayern Munich. That's a tough game.
Yeah. Club Brugge.
Club
Bologna.
Brugge, wow. I mean,
And
that's
Juventus
one
as
game that you
well.
look at to win.
Juventus and Leipzig.
Juventus. And what's interesting, it's not there aren't home and away games. It's just one game, isn't it? Versus
Yeah.
each team.
Oh,
So
they got Monaco as well and Celtic. Okay.
okay. And it's just
So
one
it's
game versus each team. So that makes it even
it's
more
eight games in
interesting.
total. Eight,
Yeah.
eight games in total. Then.
Mm.
Because the group stage will be played until January. It looks like.
It's January, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So well, I mean,
January, yeah. So it's
the,
just
the,
a
the,
whole it's a whole thing of like I don't know how we'll play it out. That's what it's kind of exciting, but I'm kind of it's just, I'm intrigued to know, yeah, to see how it plays out really. They got Bologna. Bologna is another team.
yeah.
And Celtic. It's Celtic as well. Wow. Okay. Hmm. Yeah,
So
there's some tough games there. There's some tough games for
Arsenal.
sure.
In the meantime, Arsenal have Atalanta,
Atalanta, yeah.
bad game for us. PSG,
Ooh,
Shakhtar,
Shakhtar Donetsk. Oh, they made it. Oh wow.
yeah.
They
Inter,
won. You know, those teams used to be one
in,
team that was
in,
Shakhtar Donetsk used to
in,
be tough team to play.
agreed. Inter,
Okay.
bad game. Sporting,
Yeah.
Monaco.
Monaco, yeah, they're not that great anymore. Monaco.
And wait, no, Dinamo Zagreb and Girona.
Okay, Arsenal got it okay. I think the draw is actually not too bad. I think Arsenal got it
Um,
okay. I think it's
we'll, we'll,
relatively, I think friendly. It's relatively friendly for Arsenal. Um,
we'll see. We'll see.
but then again, Inter, there's some teams there, some teams there. So there's two Italian teams there. So, those,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. Oh, Girona. Didn't Girona come, did they not come top four in La Liga last season?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
They did. So actually, there's some teams that you can't underestimate. It's one of those ones where, yeah, I think you just have to you just have to play on the day, really. But strength and depth will come into play. It's when you need, um,
Which
not
you
just
don't
your
have.
11, yeah, not just your starting 11, you need the 18. And
Yeah.
yeah, it'd be interesting. Because I see with Arteta, you say that okay, he hasn't really bedded in any young players yet, as in into the first team, but he's promoting a lot from the under 18s, and I see players like Nwaneri, um um Ke- that other guy is Lewis Kelly, I think his name is.
You
Yeah,
still,
so
yeah.
exactly Lewis Kelly. So there's players there that they're really promoting from the underage groups, and they deserve a chance. Like Nwaneri, from what I saw even he played in the preseason against United. He's good controlling the midfield. These players are talented. You have to give them opportunities. I don't know whether they might get game time in some of these games, some of these Champions League games. It's
Mm.
interesting, interesting. But yeah, strength and depth will come into play for sure because you have those extra games. And then Carabao Cup is coming as well. That's next week,
Mm.
the week
Yeah.
after. So the week after next. So um, this games come thick and fast now from September to December. It's very
100%. 100%.
Um, so you need for sure. This it's a strange format, but I can kind of see why they did it for I guess for the fans and for the teams that aren't as I
Fans
guess
did demand,
seems prestigious to have more of an opportunity to make it to the knockouts and um
the fans
yeah
did, but the fans didn't demand it. It wasn't really that something that was a huge demand for the
mm,
fans, really. They did it for themselves, but
they did it you can tell it's a money making thing
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
fundamentally fundamentally it's a money making thing it's just extra ways to make money for UEFA. So it was the teams that finish in the top eight go automatically, and then the
I
ninth,
would, I would assume so, yeah. I think that's how it
yeah,
works.
yeah, and then
I, yeah, I will do more research on it, but
after 24, two-legged
yeah,
knockout playoff. Wow. And
it's
then
confusing
even the
one.
ones that they don't get through, they don't go to the Europa League. They're out of Europe altogether.
Yeah,
Wow. So it's tough. I think it's tougher, I think it makes it add that kind of an added pressure. It makes it tougher to kind of for each team. I'm kind of looking forward to it in a way. I want to see. I'm intrigued to see how it works out. And it's the same in the Europa. So with United, it's the exact same thing. Uh, there's
mm,
that groups. You have to play the teams, and strength and depth comes into hand. In hand is so important. And I don't know if you heard about the Club World Cup. They've changed. It's no longer in November, December time at the end of
right,
the year. It's no longer that one. It used to be like you play one game, then you get straight
yeah.
through to the final, and you play the winners of Brazil or the winners of Japanese league, and the team
Mhm.
you usually kind of win. They've changed it now. They do it every 4 years, so it's 32 teams. So it's like a World Cup for clubs. It's gonna be like a
Right.
for the clubs, and you have the winners of the Champions League, the winners of the Europa League, the winners of the Conference League, and then I think the winners of the previous five Champions Leagues plus um the winners of the different regional leagues as well. So the Asian, Africa,
Try to wrap my head around this.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's crazy. It's actually quite crazy. I'm reading. I was looking at it. I was like, "What? That's money making scheme for sure." But at the
Mm.
same time, because it's not even the time. It's not even the. It's a good idea, but they're putting this in June at the end of the season, end of a long season. So
In
instead of
June.
yeah, instead of a holiday before preseason, no, there's no holiday. It's like shit, you finish the especially for these the teams, you finish the season, long season, then you go straight into a Club World Cup. Um, in the year before the World Cup is hosted. So the intention is to, the nation that's hosting the World Cup.
Mhm.
This is America, Canada, and Mexico next time in 2026. So next year they're gonna host the FIFA Club World Cup in the United States, so that they can prepare for the World Cup. So it's like getting people familiar with the
That makes
stadium,
that
yeah,
makes
the
zero
venue.
sense. That makes zero
So
sense. It makes zero sense, man.
for sure, for me, it's a time period. I didn't get June and July, so players finish the season, maybe a week on holiday, and then they go straight to the FIFA Club World Cup,
Why
and
is it a
then
why is it a World Cup year as well? Why did it do World Cup year?
oh, it's the year before the World Cup, but
Yeah,
it's I don't know.
yeah,
I think
before the World Cup. I don't know what they're gonna achieve with that.
yeah, FIFA Club World Cup, FIFA Club World. I think they could have left it how it was, because now they'll just have more big teams playing in the trophy, and it'll be harder for the teams like um FC Tokyo to win the competition. At least they had a chance. Like before,
Does
but now you
any
have Real Madrid and
really and truly though, does any European team care what the Club World Cup really is that really like a valued trophy?
that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking if you're going to change it, I mean, if you want kind of content of the way it was before, I think just kind of scrap that walk because it's not really. And even the teams that play it, they don't really. I don't even know if it counts as a trophy if you win it for the season. It's not really seen it in that same light as we won a Carabao Cup, so it's not. Yeah, it's bigger for the teams like FC Tokyo, like
Mm,
the teams in Argentina, Brazil that they get to go across the world and they get to increase their commercial side of their game. But Real Madrid, it's just one of many. It's just like they don't really take it too seriously. They just play their second
mm,
team. So yeah, I feel
mm,
yeah, no, I think it's a bit of an unnecessary trope, especially at the end of the season. I don't know if they needed to put it that time of the season as well. It's just a
it's
bit
actually
that's definitely a
mm,
money making scheme. Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, it's because it feels like football's changing. It's whether for the good we don't know, but it's changing definitely. The formats changed. Formats are changing. The
yeah.
old Champions League as we know has changed, and so we'll see. I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays out, and also the now yeah now different things. So yeah, this week we'll see how each of the British teams get on, and the rest of the teams as well. See how everyone gets on. So I'll be
Mm,
watching, have my close eye on the games for sure. Even though United aren't there, I'll be looking at both the Europa League and the Champions League. I'll be looking at the games, seeing how everyone gets on. Um, yeah, because the format is it's definitely unique to say a word. Um, yeah, yeah, we'll see how it plays out.
mm,
But yeah, looking forward to I think next week. We're definitely going to discuss more about the games just gone by, and also I'd like I'd like to touch upon I think it's actually quite timely now because you have the financial fair play regulations. I know Man City is tomorrow now, they're doing the 115. So I'd like to touch on ethics and within football. So even discussing things like, VAR, the PM sustainability rules and different things. So how does that implicate teams and how can teams so why would have been introduced these kind of things and how can teams how does it implicate their season? Yeah, how does it affect the team and the season? So I know Guardiola was saying no. We'll see. I mean, he's saying everyone's innocent and things. So we'll see how it plays out during the season. And yeah, I think that adds another dynamic to the whole uh title race, maybe the whole season. So yeah.
So, we'll see. We'll see.
Sure, for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. Um,
Not another episode of Two Fans in the Pod, and look forward to seeing you on the next one.
Too many fans, too many fans, too many fans, too many fans. It's two fans in a pod. Hands to my God, we keep it tight with a squad. All the energy right, we keep it real on the blog. Touching on topics, love to catch up and chat about lots. More blessings to the power above. From all the football to life of the pitch, we're gonna dive into it, breaking it down. All the wins, all the misses. Yeah, we're here for the fans. You gotta love them to win them. It's two fans in a pod. It's two, check it, two fans in a pod. It's two fans in a, two fans in a pod.